question today is, are we talking about mental health too much? Or maybe not enough? As this whole conversation about mental health grows, so do the challenges. Today, we're diving into the complexities of teenage mental health. We'll be talking about self-diagnosis, you know what that means, and the dangers of over-pathologizing. Whether you're a teen or a parent, this video is a must-watch. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, my name's Keegan, and this channel is about helping you become the best version of you. Today we're tackling a topic that's been making headlines for a while now and been causing quite a bit of confusion. And it's the way we talk about mental health, especially when it comes to teenagers. With so much focus on raising awareness, are we unintentionally making things worse? Are teens diagnosing themselves? Or is society just not taking their issues seriously? Well, let's break it all down. So here's the situation. Mental health awareness has skyrocketed. And this is great in many ways. It has reduced stigma and encouraged many more people to seek help. But there's a flip side that we need to talk about. Some professionals are worried about the way we're talking about mental health is leading to over-diagnosis and self-diagnosis, especially amongst the youngsters. Terms like anxiety and depression are being used and thrown around for everyday emotions. At the same time, the skepticism amongst adults on teenagers and children being anxious and depressed and being diagnosed with these issues is growing. It's a complex issue with no easy answers. Do you have some answers? What's your opinion? Let's start with the whole concept of overdiagnosis and self-diagnosis. With mental health being such a big topic nowadays and being spoken about so often, it's become very easy for teens to self-diagnose themselves and label their feelings as something a lot more serious than it actually is. Feeling down becomes I'm depressed, or being nervous for something, even just an event that is normal, becomes I'm anxious. On the flip side, some of these teens are dealing with and struggling with some serious issues. But unfortunately, the line between mental health issues and normal stress is becoming more and more blurred. Research suggests that this is all due to a normalization of mental health language. It's great that we're more open about these terms and discussing our feelings with other people and how we're actually experiencing life, but these terms are being thrown around way too loosely. It often leads to confusion and makes it a lot harder for those that are struggling to be taken seriously. Because now we have parents, teachers, coaches, and adults who are starting to view every single claim with skepticism. The attitude kind of becomes, well, everyone, not all of you guys can be unwell, so maybe none of you guys are. And this obviously creates a bit of a situation where those that are struggling and do need that extra bit of attention and help are being overlooked and dismissed. Another layer to this issue is something we call over-pathologizing, where normal behaviors are labeled and understood to be symptoms of a mental disorder. This can lead to unnecessary treatment and even helplessness. When teenagers feel helpless, they start feeling broken and not worthy for no reason at all. Now, how do we raise awareness without over-diagnosing? And how do teens and parents navigate this confusing landscape? Let's talk about self-diagnosis. It's become a lot more common, especially with the rise of social media. 99% of teenagers are on TikTok and Instagram, YouTube Shorts all day long. People are talking about their depression and their anxiety and what's going on in their life, and the teens of today just go, I can relate to that. I must be depressed as well. While some of this content that people are seeing on social media, on YouTube Shorts and TikToks and Instagram Reels, some of this information is true and helpful, but the other half can often lead to misunderstandings. Self-diagnosing can be dangerous because it can prevent teenagers from getting to the right help. Now, it's pretty easy to see and understand why teens turn to self-diagnosis. This is why it's important to have open conversations with teens. Do some background research so that you have a little bit of a better understanding of what mental health issues actually look like. Here's the most important takeaway. Whether you're a teen or a parent, the takeaway over here is to approach mental health with a balanced perspective. If you're a teen and you think something might be wrong, please don't be jumping to conclusions. Reach out to someone that you trust, your parents, counselors, teachers, etc. On the other hand, it's quite important that you as parents don't overlook what your child says they are thinking or feeling. Educate yourself on the difference between normal stress and something more serious. Remember, not every bad day or tough week is a sign of a mental disorder, but it's also not something to ignore if these issues become persistent or severe. This conversation about teen mental health is complicated, and it has become clear that we do need more research on the topic and maybe better ways to support those who are actually struggling. But we also need to be cautious about how we use mental health terminology and language, and also how we respond to it. The goal should be to create an environment where teens feel supported and heard without jumping to any conclusion, whether that's overdiagnosing or underestimating their struggles. By having open and honest conversations and doing a little bit of research yourself, maybe speaking to a professional as well, we should be able to find that balance. Now, what do you guys think about this whole conversation? Have you had any struggles of your own? Whether you're a teen or a parent, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this conversation. Keep this conversation going because it is one that really matters. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are in the comment section below. If you found this conversation helpful or like it could lead to something helpful in the comment section below, then hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Remember, I am here to help you become the best version of you. Most of my videos are full of tips, hacks, and tricks that will help you and should change your life. Go check them out.